What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Exploring Disney podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Scott.
And I'm Savannah.
And we are the Exploring Disney podcast. Guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, because assuming that I get this up on Christmas Day, we want to wish you a great Merry Christmas and a happy holidays, and hope you guys all stay safe and healthy out there, because it's rough out there. But yeah, happy holidays from the Exploring Disney podcast. We hope you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful New Year's. But today we have a fun show. Before that, as always, if you're listening on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, make sure to check out the visual version on YouTube, youtube.com/SoCal Exploring, because if I make references to saying, oh, click the link down below in the description, then I'm talking about YouTube. And if you are listening on one of those streaming platforms, then make sure to give us a rating and turn on your notifications. As always, check out our social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. We got a couple things to talk about today. We're going to have some hot topics at the end, some like rapid topics as I'm calling them. But what's the main topic today?
The refurbishment of Snow White's Scary Adventures at Disneyland.
And it's now Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
Yes.
So we got a sneak peek of it provided by Disney Parks. So thanks to them for releasing this. And you know, it's exciting that they actually are showing us something since we can't go inside Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the bat, I want to know what you think of watching that video first up. Like, right when it came out, what was your first thoughts?
My first thoughts were that I was really excited for it. I thought that this was a good change to Disney. And, you know, I never really was a big fan of the ride beforehand. So seeing everything change, it just looks so much more updated and like ready to be like a good ride.
Modernized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that when it came out, I was surprised because it's all like obviously news articles and everything like, oh, it's renamed to Enchanted Wish. Where'd everybody get that from? And then I saw the video and I was like super excited because it's like, all right, let's see, you know, let's give it a chance. Because as you guys may know, if you've been following the channel for a while, I wasn't a big fan of them doing this refurbishment to begin with. I obviously like the scary stuff. You know, I'm a big fan of the scary stuff. One of my favorite attractions at Disneyland is Haunted Mansion. I love Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which is fairly scary. So I was kind of bummed because I was like, yeah, this is taking away the scary aspect, obviously. But watching the video, quite surprised on how much I like it. Like Savannah says, it's upgraded and it's ready to be like a good attraction at Disneyland. Not saying that it wasn't a good attraction before, but now it like fits in with all the other modern attractions. And I believe the way they're marketing this is that this is the only full ride-through experience based on a princess. I can't think of anything else. I think it's just Snow White's, right? Let's see. Fantasyland has Alice, Peter Pan, Mr. Toad, Pinocchio.
Yeah, that has to be like the only one.
Yeah, because there's no other. And Frozen's multiple princesses. Snow White's just the one princess.
How is Frozen multiple princesses?
Because you can say Elsa, and then everyone considers both of them princesses. So, you know, it's cool that they updated this one. And I think that a lot of updates are good. I'm bummed that they don't have any of the scary aspects. And, you know, there's none at all, like, whatsoever. Mm-hmm. The ride is in Fantasyland. It's made for kids, as, you know, people argue, oh, all of Disneyland's made for kids, even though it's okay if you're an adult when you go to Disneyland, as long as you're not a weirdo and you try to sexually harass the characters. But coming from like, okay, put yourself in like a kid's shoe, like, or kid's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
As a, let's say, an 8-year-old kid, would you want to get on that ride, or would you be terrified after getting on?
If I was a normal kid?
Yeah, like not like me who just loves horror stuff.
Then I would be scared. I wouldn't want to go on that ride. Even me, 20 years old, it's kind of scary still. Like, I never really had fun going on that ride. I just kind of like, so even at the freaking like county fairs and stuff, at those little scary rides, I still close my eyes. So like, I don't really like those type of rides to begin with.
It's definitely weird because when you're sitting in
it's just, I don't like how everything gets so close to you. Because it's such like a tight ride. Like, I feel like that's what's the scary part.
I feel like with like the haunts that we go to, like HHN and stuff like that, where we're like walking through, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a ride, you're seated in a ride vehicle and you can't get out. So it's almost like, oh my God, someone's gonna come and like get us, or like, and you can't like get out.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
because
get
I've always been afraid, not afraid, but have in the Fantasyland rides, I'm just like scared, like we're the only ones here. What if someone? Because if you guys watched, what was it, Hellfest, where the dude jumps on to the ride with her in that small little dark ride, that like that scares me. I don't know. The Fantasyland dark ride just scare me sometimes. Aside from Peter Pan, because you're up above, hanging from the roof.
Yeah.
So especially Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, like you go to hell in there, and that monster in there's pretty scary. It's with the train scene too.
I think the scariest one is the whale.
And Monstro and Pinocchio.
Yeah, that was the scariest.
Yeah, they need to make it more scary. They need to make it huge.
What do you mean? It's already scary.
I think that one of the biggest complaints is everyone's saying, oh, you're ruining our childhood, or you're ruining this, because I've been a diehard Disney fan ever since then. But guys, come on. Disney is going to be making changes, especially to Disneyland. Like, this is one of the big reasons why Disney Imagineers have such a troubling time bringing new stuff to Disneyland in specific, is because as soon as they touch something or change something, then the Disneyland fans, the diehard, like, crazy Disneyland fans, get so upset about it and they can't accept change. But you guys didn't care about it beforehand, so why care about it when they change?
Mm-hmm.
The attraction always had a short wait time. Like, what was the max you ever saw it, realistically speaking?
On a normal day, maybe like 15 minutes. On like obviously like a busy ass day. Sorry, I don't know if I should have said that. On a busy day, like a holiday weekend, then obviously like every single ride's gonna be 45 minutes, like in Fantasyland at least, you know?
Yeah. But other than that,
on a normal day, like max maybe 15 minutes.
I never saw the ride outside of its queue.
Yeah, so it always stayed inside, so whatever that was.
Yeah, and not saying I never did. Maybe like on one day, like Memorial Day or something, it got outside. But I never saw it outside of the queue. You guys got to remember the Fantasyland rides, like their loading and unloading process is pretty fast. Aside from Peter Pan, because for whatever reason, they take forever on that ride. But every other Fantasyland ride, I feel like we get in line and it doesn't feel that long. Nobody cared about it until it actually changed. I can't say the same about Splash Mountain, because Splash Mountain is just a staple there. But nobody cares about stuff that Disneyland changes until they change it. You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, I know. Like, you don't know what you've lost until you lost it or something.
It's like
that.
when you were like, "Are you sure you don't want to ride Space Mountain one more time before the park closes?" And I was like, "No, we'll be back in 2 weeks to ride it."
It's fine.
I'm okay with this change. I think it looks great. The Snow White figure in the beginning it doesn't look the greatest. It's
they could have done better.
It would be cool to see an actual animatronic in there, you know, actually dancing, like something that we saw in the Beauty and the Beast attraction over at Paris. I think it opened. I don't know what Disney park it opened.
I'm pretty sure it was
Paris. Oh yeah, because the language that they were speaking was French. Okay.
Yes,
I had to look at Savannah and make sure I was saying the right thing right there.
they were speaking
Paris language.
Paris.
No,
France.
It would have been cool to see an animatronic like that. Obviously, budgeting issues and stuff. They did way more than I thought they were gonna do. Obviously, the Dorp's Mine scene looks beautiful now, and a lot of people will say it looks like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
It does. As soon as we saw the video, I was like, that's exactly
Seven Dwarfs Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I've been saying, is I think that the reason why people will say that is because that's just how the Snow White movie is. Like, you can't really say that. You can't really say, oh, it looks like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, when it just comes from Snow White, you know? I think it looks pretty, and I think being more condensed of a ride and you being closer to the scenes, it makes the experience a little bit better. Especially with the dopey animatronic or figure, him just like waving his hand, those small little details adds to the experience.
He's waving his hand?
Yeah, he's just waving his hand, I'm pretty sure.
So he can wave his hand, but
Snow White
can't move her hands?
Snow White's just on a pole spinning, okay? Listen, they didn't want to make her wave her hands or anything. There's also one thing that I didn't mention, a couple of things that I didn't mention in that room, is one, there's going to be an apple pie scent. Now, I don't know how strong that smell is going to be.
I hate scents and rides.
I know he hates. What do you like, scents and mazes? I don't know. I don't think you've
No,
ever experienced.
well, I don't think I have either. But I just don't like him because like my nose gets all weird. But that's only
It
because of
depends
me.
it depends how they use them. If it's just a light scent, then I'm fine with it. If it's just obviously like something super strong, I'm like ugh. Well, so we'll see if they have the apple pie scent. Any of those
It'll probably go
small.
away. Honestly, I think it'll go away after a couple months.
Yeah, Disney seems to add little stuff like that in the beginning just to like, oh, look at how perfect the ride is, and then pull it away. So I definitely agree with you on that part. They knock down the wall in the front scene, so when Snow White's spinning around, you can see her from coming in, like right as soon as you come in. That's kind of a cool aspect. Also, the scene where the prince is kissing Snow White. Now,
Did you say the princess kissing Snow White?
The prince
Oh,
is
I thought you
kissing
said
Snow
the
White.
princess.
No, it's gonna come off like that. I know for a fact. I'm gonna rewatch this and I'm gonna be like, hey, I came off as princess. When you saw that, did you think it was animatronic or a projection?
I thought it was projection.
Right.
For sure.
And I was just so like blown away by the whole video that I was like, oh my god, they added an animatronic too. Didn't even think about it. You can see, and as I pointed out, my buddy the Hauntline, John. If you guys want to subscribe for Haunts, go subscribe to him. He mentioned that it looks like a Pepper's Ghost effect, kind of does, but it also kind of looks like it's just a projection. And then obviously the storms.
Well, don't if you do that, you have to have it like at a like some type of angle. Like so, wouldn't like you have like the animatronic or whatever like behind you or something in order for it to like reflect?
Yeah, there could definitely still be an animatronic there, obviously, but we wouldn't be able to see it.
But it's like so tight, like it doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's true too, but here's the thing, right? Is we don't know where that scene is at. We only have a guess of where that scene's at. So wherever they're putting it, there could be some backspace, and they're just using a mirror. But one thing that like makes it notable to me that it could be a Pepper's Ghost effect is you notice how the prince's figure is faded. It doesn't look like it's a part of the projection. It just looks kind of faded like the ones in Haunted Mansion do. That's the only reason why I'm thinking it could be a Pepper's Ghost effect, or it could just be a really good projection. Maybe it is an animatronic. They just forgot to paint it in vibrant colors. So we don't know until we get on the ride. There's also another Snow White figure that they showed us in the video that we don't know where it's at. And yeah, overall, I think that I'm excited for Snow White's Enchanted Wish. What would you say?
I'm excited too. I think it looks a lot better than it did before, and I think it will actually start having a line like even months after it opens and stuff. I just think it's gonna be overall like a way more enjoyable ride for a lot of people.
I think it'll be enjoyable too. I think a lot of people will be accepting of it once they ride it. And Savannah and I will be the first ones that criticize Disney all the time when we see something bad. Like, we'll keep it 100. We'll say if something's good, we'll say if something's bad. None of this, like, yeah, it's a little bit good, but, just straight up. There's other things that people could be complaining about.
Do you think they're gonna have, like... Because obviously it looks like they're changing the whole ride. Like, that nothing's really, like, staying. So do you think, like, they're gonna keep something to, like this... How do I... Like, do you know what I mean? Like, keep something to the old ride as, like, a little, like... Oh, look, from the old ride.
Well, the
like,
way that they... Talking about, like, an Easter egg or a full-on scene?
Yeah, well, kind of. I don't know what I really mean.
Well, in the video, one of the Imagineers was saying how... Oh, we're still basing it off of the scary story of Snow White, which is BS, first of all. It's not going to be scary. But it's almost like you have to have the Evil Queen in there and the hag, whether it be a projection or an animatronic, to tie into that story.
Do you think they're going to keep any of the same scenes then? Is I guess what I was trying to say.
I think they'll keep some of the scenes, like the dungeon scene area and the hag scene where she's turning around. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that... I think it'll be toned down a little bit. Like the hag scene of her turning around and transforming, like there's other scary stuff at Disneyland that are scarier than that. Mr. Toad. So I think that they'll keep that, but I think they'll just tone everything down. You have to have that in there to play along with the storyline. You can't just have a happy-go-lucky ride completely with Snow White. It just wouldn't work out. You can't do that.
It's not the story.
It's not the story. And if they want to tell a story, then they have to keep that in there. So, yeah, I think it'll be in there, but just tone down. That's it, really. I mean, other than that, everything's getting gutted. The little queue room is changed. There's no more golden apple at the front either. I don't know if the evil queen's gonna be looking down from above. All the skulls are removed and everything from the top of the ride entrance. So we'll see. Now I want to ask you, let's just talk specifically in Pinocchio and Mr. Toad. What could be replaced? Because I know Mr. Toad right away, getting rid of all the stupid cardboard scenes, or not cardboard, but you know how every figure in there is just looks like it's made out of a piece of plywood. Do you not remember that?
No, I'm like trying to remember, but like I get Pinocchio and Mr. Toad like confused a lot. Like I think
Pinocchio's the one with the carnival.
Yeah, I remember that, but like there's like certain scenes that like I'll cross over and like mix up.
Okay, so which ones do you think are crossed up then?
Which one is the one with the little like Bambi in the cage?
Oh, Bambi in the cage, the donkey in the cage.
Yeah.
That's in Pinocchio because they turn into donkeys.
That's sad. They should get rid of that.
They should get rid of that, huh? Well, but that's a part of the storyline. I think that Pinocchio's the next one. I don't think Mr. Toad will ever get refurbished. It's too old of a... And yeah, you could say Pinocchio's old too, but Pinocchio's like a Disney classic.
Like, people still know, like, a regular person... Well, me, like, before I met Scott, I never was really, like, into watching Disney movies or anything really besides, like, the new ones. And I still knew what Pinocchio was, just because, like, I feel like everyone knows about...
It's a household name.
Nobody knows who... I thought that was a made-up story. I didn't even know that was a movie.
What, Mr. Toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that Pinocchio will be next.
When I first went to Disneyland, I thought Mr. Toad was from Nintendo. That we're going to go on, like, that
No
ride.
way.
Yeah.
What'd you think Mr. Toad was from? Like...
From Nintendo.
I know, but I'm trying to think of, like,
Toad.
what you got him confused with. Yoshi?
What are you No, Toad!
I know, but I'm saying, what did you get Mr. Toad confused with? My
you're
god.
so dumb.
Oh my god, I'm really dumb. It's in the name, Mr. Toad.
You're so dumb.
I was so confused on what you were talking about. I was like, God, no. Mr. Toad is not Toad from Nintendo, okay?
I was like, how do you not get this?
I think that Pinocchio's
Especially
next.
after we spent quarantine playing all of freaking Mario
Nintendo?
Brothers.
Well, screw that. Alright, whatever. I think Pinocchio's next. I think that a lot of the scenes in there need to be changed and gutted out. I think that Monstro's going away, which sucks. I think Monstro just turned into a projection. I think it'd be cool to have another Geppetto animatronic in there that's actually a movie. Maybe a Blue Fairy animatronic. Well, going back to the Pepper's Ghost thing, that blue fairy at the end is the Pepper's Ghost effect.
I know, but I've seen it. I've looked
You've
back
looked
and I've
behind?
seen the actual thing.
Okay, but look at how tight they can make that Pepper's Ghost effect.
But it's like a real, like, it's like right there. Like, if you look back enough, you could literally see it.
I've
Like,
never looked
it's
back at
one figure, and it's like right, like literally, it's right behind the little wall. Like, as soon as you turn and you look back enough,
it's in a little
right
storage
behind,
closet.
like it's in like a little like closet.
Like I've never looked back and thought of looking back to look at it.
How?
I don't know. I've been on that ride so many times and I've never thought to look back. That's the first thing I'm gonna do when we go back is like look back and see the blue fairy there, just to see, and I'll take a picture of it too, so I know exactly what I'm talking about next time. But there's definitely room for a Pepper's Ghost effect. Then I'm hoping that they start to do more change at Disneyland.
I don't know, but like the thing that I was like, well, never mind, because I was like, the way you see that is like on this. Like the way you're seeing the prince scene is like in front of you, like a big like this way. Like, I know no one can see what I'm doing, but like you're seeing it like on a movie screen, kinda.
You're going towards it is what you're saying.
Versus like the other one, you're kind of going past it, so it's like easier to like hide it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes. This one you're going straight at it, and then you're turning at the end though. So
I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's gonna be on the side. I think it's a Pepper's Ghost effect. I don't know, maybe we're both wrong. Maybe it's some new technology where it's a hologram. They're just using a hologram. Also, when the prince makes
same as a projection.
hologram is okay. Say when Kanye got Kim a hologram of her dad. It's just a hologram. How do I describe it? Okay, say right here in the middle of us where we're filming this, I press a button, and then all of a sudden a figure comes up of like...
Yeah, out of the projection.
No, but that's the thing. It's not a projection. Well, I guess you could say it's a projection from the ground. It's just one...
It's a projection
figure.
that doesn't need a blank...
Yes.
It
doesn't need a canvas to be on.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. I can walk through the hologram. I can't walk through the projection because usually projection's on a wall. So, voila.
I'm the one who explained it to myself.
There you go. That's what you're saying. You don't need a canvas. Like, you don't need a wall or you don't need anything to go against. This one's just right in the middle, in the open air, and you can see it clearly. So, I think that other Disneyland rides need to be updated like this. For example, Astro Blasters.
What are you talking about? That's fine.
Well, I would just like to see all the Disneyland old rides updated.
No, don't touch it. It's fine.
You do know that Astro Blasters is going to get gutted soon. Like, that's going away.
That's like... I hate Toy Story Mania, though, compared to that.
The original rumors was the fact that Astro Blasters was going to be taken over to Avengers Campus and be an Ant-Man ride. Which, obviously, those rumors are squashed now because we do have a shooting ride, but it's Spider-Man. We're getting off topic. Anything last minute that you want to say about Snow White?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I just think people should stop complaining. I think that it looks great. And I think that this is the future of Disneyland for them to start changing different rides and stuff that do need to be updated. Quick hot take topics. Yesterday at Disney Springs, at Disney World, a new bakery opened called Gideon's. Now, I'm aware that Gideon's is a popular place, almost like Voodoo Donuts down here in Los Angeles. And it's like one of those places. Well, the line was 3 hours long just to get into Gideon's to get something, which I would never do.
Wait, what kind of store is it?
It's a bakery.
Oh, okay.
Just to get a baked good from Gideon's. Now, if I'm not corrected, let me look this up before y'all correct me on this. But a lot of people in the Disney community, because, we're not Florida locals, we only know so much about the Florida parks since we've only been going Naomi twice and Savannah only once. But as far as I know, there's a Gideon's somewhere in the area besides at Disney Springs. Yes, there is a Gideon's that is about 30 minutes away from Walt Disney World. And here's one of the big things, right? Is I don't understand why people are so afraid to travel outside the theme park bubble in Florida, especially. Like, they could drive 30 minutes to go get Gideon's, but since it's on Disney property...
It must be special.
Yes. And you know what I said. I made a tweet that said, if an In-N-Out opened at downtown Disney, it'd have triple the wait time that the one down the street did. Because it makes it magical that you're getting at Disney. Which I don't get, guys. Like, come on. Don't be afraid to go outside the theme park bubble. There's so much more stuff to do. And yes, ironically, coming from a YouTube account that's solely based on theme parks, but Savannah and I tried to go other places, like Big Bear. There's just other places to travel to other than theme parks, and there's cooler stuff to travel to other than theme park. Also, one more thing before we end the show is you were saying that, we haven't been to downtown Disney since like a week ago, right?
I think like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And holiday merchandise was 30% off, and you can stack your 20% off. Well, in our case, 20% off because it's signature. Your annual pass holder discount on top of the holiday merchandise. Since then, where did you see that they updated to 50?
On Facebook.
Like, was there a picture or something?
Yeah, well, no one posted a picture of the signs, but they said, just got home from downtown Disney and everything is 50% off, plus you can use your 20% off. And a lot of people were like, do you mean like the 30 plus the 20? And a lot of other people were like confirming that it was the 50 plus the 20.
Wow. Okay, so we need to get back out there and see.
Like, this
soon.
girl bought like everything though. Like, she posted a picture of her haul, and it was like everything she literally
Every
bought.
holiday thing.
Yeah.
Because if it's 50% off plus the 20% off, that's a good deal. And no, that doesn't mean 70% off. That means 50% off and then 20% off the 50% off price. So just so you guys aren't confused, they're like, wow, you're getting it 70% off. It's 50% off, then 20% off, whatever that is. I think that's a good, I don't think from last year, I don't think that they ever had a deal like that.
They've never had a sale at all.
And maybe because it's because of COVID and they're trying to get rid of
But
stuff.
like, think of how much more they used to sell, like in the parks and
That's
stuff.
true.
So
they
like,
would
now,
get rid of it easily.
Yeah.
Because you were there at the Christmas time.
Now they're probably struggling to get rid of all this stuff. So now they're actually discounting it. Just like they discounted the Halloween stuff too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Which is good for us because woohoo, more deals. So, guys, that has been our show today, episode 7 of the Exploring Disney podcast. Like we said, happy holidays. Stay safe, everybody. And I hope that there's more updates coming out soon. I hope that Disneyland opens up soon so we can go and you guys can enjoy our vlogs. Maybe one day if we're really bored and we don't want to do anything at Disneyland, we can film a podcast there. So just, be looking out for our new shows and stuff and be looking out for all of that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoCal Exploring, if you guys aren't already subscribed. We had merch, but now we don't because of copyright reasons. But that's been our show, guys. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is Scott.
And I'm Savannah.
And we have been the Exploring Disney podcast. Positivity is key. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.